There you go. I cannot talk too loud, I guess, because you're going to hear me on the other side. There you go. Oh, everyone, Carl's Wine Club members, Canadian wine lovers, good evening. Welcome. It's 4 o'clock p.m., my new time zone here in West Kelowna, and it's 6 o'clock. No, not at all. 5 o'clock Mountain. It is now 7 o'clock. Is that? Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter what time it is around you. It's wine time because it's Wine Wednesday. So welcome to our happy hour Wine Wednesday. Carl's Wine Club here. This is Carl. This is Mira Boucher. On the other hand, on the beautiful white background here that I really, really love. And my new office. Guys,
it's not set up yet, but we're in the middle of a move, hey? So
you have no idea. You guys.
Where Gail is, it's 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Gail. And guess what? I would say 5 minutes ago, there was still 75 bottles of wine in boxes right all over me. The computer is not set up. It's a quick laptop with the Ethernet cable plugged in. Instagram by miracle. I'm here with you. So I would like to say hi to everyone. Rob is in on Instagram. I'm hi, Rob, my old neighbor, all the way back to the mountain, on the other side of the mountain in Calgary. I don't know if you notice here, but you guys, I can't find the gel. Okay, so my hair gel is somewhere in the box. That I can't find. So
this is Carl unplugged.
Yeah.
You might hear him drop some of his.
Thank you. That shirt has snapped, not button. So I had time to snap the 3 first button, but it's undone down here. So Instagram can see me.
No, it's not.
Oh, that was a record. Mira was in a meeting all day long with her business group. And wow, what a race against the clock. We're here. We're happy to be here. We're happy to be here.
We're happy you guys are here. So what's in your glass?
Yes, great. Daryl, nice seeing you again, Daryl. Thank you for the call today. Gail is here. Carrie's here. Let us know what's in your glass. Let us know where are you tuning in from. We want to know from which province you're in. Okay, we have lots of cool stuff to talk about today. We have, whoops, I just, Instagram just flipped. Okay, there you go. We have a lot of cool stuff to talk about. Also, we have some great wine to talk about because this is Collector Feature Week. Once a month, we're doing a collector feature, meaning that we are targeting a top premium producer. Often we try to do some value wines here and there to make sure that we keep the price of the pack affordable for a large, I'm not center here, and it's pretty freaking bugging me. There we go. See, because you know when my hand goes, like I'm not in the middle. Okay, it should be better. Okay, yeah, closer here. There you go. There you go. So yeah, collector feature edition. This is the week where we're featuring the premium wine from across the country. Guess what? The premium wine now is exploding. Not only in the States, not only in Italy, not only in Argentina, in our country as well. If you notice, pretty much every single producer have their top line now. They have their special block, their barrel selection, their wine where they can target a little bit more of not the savvy drinker, but the people who like to invest a little bit more for I would say for the special occasion, the special bottle that you can put in the cellar. Oh, I forgot to fill up a couple. Okay, so sorry, everything.
These are all things you notice, but maybe not so much others.
Everything is new. My memory, like my brain is like, oh my God, that's crazy. But So yeah, this week it's I already mentioned it 5 times. I think already. It's collector feature. We are featuring Two Sisters Wine Vineyard. Two Sister Vineyard is our feature this week out of Niagara on the Lake. They are producing wines from pretty much like from different single sub appellation of Niagara. They have some wine out of Niagara River appellation. They have wine from Niagara Escarpment appellation. So they have some wine from a little bit, but they are located on Niagara on the Lake. So tonight we are going to be tasting. This is a bomb. I tasted it at the fire last night. This is an absolute bomb. 2016 Cabernet Franc. This one is from the Niagara River sub-appellation. And I'm cracking the Margo Rose 2019 brand new release. Last night we tasted, and I put the review up this morning, the 2018 Two Sisters Vineyards Rosé, not the Margot, but the Rosé, exclusive to Carl's Wine Club for tonight. So it's not nowhere. It's nowhere on their website. It's nowhere available on the market. So we have the 2018 that I reviewed this morning. I gave it a 90 point. There's a richness and a depth. Now we're gonna taste the Margot. Mira will be able in a few minutes. It's not a rush, Mira. Putting the blend and the description of the Margot. But I think we're going to talk about a few different things here before starting right away with Two Sisters. What do you think? Should we do a little bit? Huh?
Yeah. Well, first of all, anyone who's stopping by and leaving comments, we're giving away a surprise at the end here. We're doing a weekly draw. A wine-related swag. We're not allowed to give away wine in certain provinces. It's one of the archaic laws in Canada, I guess. But we are allowed to give away wine-related fun things. So every week we've been doing that. We gave away some wine glasses a couple weeks ago. Last week it was a Carl's Wine Club special mug.
Yes, with the handle, right?
With the handle unbroken, like all the things that you see us break once in a while live on air.
Right? Not this one.
Those are like,
because this one is my favorite, right? So
yeah,
you can't.
Those are ours, so we
cannot give away this very special one. I'll be really mad if you do that, right?
Totally. Yeah, yeah. That'll have to go at It's a sought after item, Carl's broken glasses, but. Derek's saying, I think Two Sisters is as Northern Ontario. What does that say? Nodal. You must know that, Carl. Northern Ontario. Derek, you'll have to fill me in. I've seen that a lot, nodal, and I kind of nod and I'm like, yeah, I know what I mean, but a ceramic chalice does not have a handle. That's right. Broken one is a collector item. See? There you go. We'll see how many people get Niagara on the Lake. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah. So Derek's saying Two Sisters is about Niagara on the Lake and geographically close as you can get to the little town of Niagara on the Lake. Perfect. There we go.
That's funny because with the map, you don't always get the distances, right? In between each little spot. And if you tell me, between the West Kelowna Wine Trail to Summerland, I can tell you exactly that it's 35 minutes, and you will see which winery on your left, on your right. But when we talk about the Ontario wine region, because we've never been there, funny enough, even if I study wine, even if I can talk about the terroir and there, I don't have that exactly the spatial awareness or
understanding, kind of where things are.
Exactly. So these are very good information. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But we have a good crew here is joining us on Instagram as well. We have Spearhead Winery just joined. We also have Lightning Rock Winery, who just joining in as well. So who else here? Michelle, Rob. I think Rob is missing us a lot at the old house.
Oh, we miss you too,
Yeah,
Rob.
yeah, we miss you and Karen as well. Okay, yes, absolutely. Um, so whew, I feel like if I just like
There
relax
we
a little
go. Lolo saying they just drank their 2016 Two Sisters Cab Franc on the weekend, and they had a recent visit there, so that's exciting.
bit.
Of course,
Really exciting.
they're saying sadly it wasn't as good as it was at the winery, and I think that often can happen.
Yeah, maybe you had a
enjoyable at the winery.
maybe sometime, like wine is alive, right? Sometimes you have a sleepy bottles. It's not always at the same top. I know that what I cracked last night down at the lake. We cooked dinner on the last night. We cooked dinner on the fireplace on the beach. I had the chicken teriyaki, chicken breasts, and we had the rosé with it, a little bit of the Riesling that I was reviewing, and at the end I cracked the 20 because I have some some beef skewers as well that we threw on the grill. So I popped the Cab Franc I wanted to, and I warmed it up a little bit over the fire because it was pretty chilly down there at 8 o'clock last night. And oh my God, the texture and the richness. There's a spice on that Cab Franc that I did not expect. That espresso mocha coca is like really, really a little bit of bitterness. Really darn awesome. So I cannot wait to have a little bit more today, so I can finally give a score to that bomb. But really, really good. So far this year, in terms of Cab Franc, the top Cab Franc that I have tasted is from Pearl Morissette. But it was very old world style, very Loire Valley. Everything was on the finish, not a whole lot going. It was really dry. What I got here, it's very different. It's more on the fruit side. It's more spicy. It's bigger. I think it's more of a full body Cab Franc that the Pearl Morissette was. But I'm sure that we'll talk about it. If you give me another 10, 15 minutes, we're going to talk about the rosé first. We have other things to talk, but I would expect like around there, probably 5:45, let's say. No, that's the wrong time. It's still mountain time on the computer. 4:45, our time.
Let's say in half an hour.
Okay, let's go with half an hour. I should be able to give a score to that wine, and it should be around one of the top Cab Franc that I've tasted since the release of the top 12 or top 10 wine of 2020. So, because what I've tasted on the fire last night was pretty darn spectacular. So sorry if you see me like this. I just took my shoes off. just letting everyone know.
So much information, Carl, today.
I have to fill the full hour and sometimes an hour and a half of time. So it's live. It's nothing is script. It's about authenticity. So for people who are joining us, if you didn't know, I don't always know what I'm talking about, so I'm just throwing stuff out there. Mira,
when it comes to wine, though, you're pretty impressive. It's crazy how much you remember about what you tasted.
I appreciate that. I think I have a selective memories. My memory is very selective on some stuff because
there's a part of your brain that has to do with wine tasting.
Yeah.
And that's the part that if they did a scan of your brain, there'd be like this abnormal part.
Really abnormal pop and pretty blurry for the rest, right? Because I can often forget where I put my keys or my wallet or my glasses or pretty much everything else for 2 minutes apart, right? When you make toast in the morning, you put butter and you lose the knife in between the butter and the peanut butter. It's me, right? So
all righty. But yeah.
All right, that's too much.
Tell us about Two Sisters. What do you know?
But I was just about to turn it to you because you're the best researchist in the whole freaking world. You're the one who brings the stories. Or you know what? I know that the father of the Two Sisters, you get the name quickly here, Mira.
Mr. Mirada. I don't know his first name. Mr. Mirada.
was is a very, very wealthy guy in Niagara region, a land developer, and made a lot of money, and also built for his two daughters something very unique and very impressive. Talking about the Two Sisters Vineyards estate. The place is
There it
there.
is, huh?
Oh, thank you. If you show me that quickly like that without a note that it's in Ontario, something it can be looked at. Well, maybe you take the row of trees on the left, but they can be Bordeaux. Like there is something unique there that it's absolutely breathtaking. This estate is something else. Class area. You go, wow. Doesn't it look like Bordeaux? Like, come on, it's absolutely stunning, like old world style. So they, yeah, I have Lolo was saying here they have an impressive, also gorgeous restaurant. I've heard that they have indeed an amazing restaurant there as well. So, so Dad built something pretty like for the girls, something like really, really unique, and yeah. Can you please give me quickly the name because I don't want to butcher out. I don't want to butcher their name. I just want to make sure that
Of the two sisters?
yeah, Miranda.
It's
Correct?
Melissa
Melissa.
Paulicelli, and Angela Mirada. Yeah.
There you go.
Here's their picture. Here they are.
There you go.
The two
To be
sisters.
honest, I've been focusing more on the wine side of what they're doing, and this is. I didn't believe that. Like I knew for a long time from members posting a lot, and I knew they were pretty solid. When I tasted the Riesling, was my first one. I quickly realized that yes, they were pretty solid, but it was beyond being pretty solid. It's a little bit like my reaction with Pearl Morissette. You remember, like when I was like, okay. I've heard about them. I heard they're good. And when you taste it, you're like, whoa, what just happened here? So far, I didn't hit the same level. But, geez, what I've been tasting, these wines are premium. And you see with the first rosé and the Riesling around like the $35 mark. Well, yes, $35 because there's a lot of Riesling on the Ontario wine market, right? The market is filled with Riesling in Ontario, a little bit like we are here in the Okanagan with Pinot Gris. So if you want to stand out, you need a pretty darn good Pinot Gris. But what they've done with that Riesling, that very specific Riesling, the 2018, the 2019 Riesling, that was my first taste of their wine, and I'm like, whoa, okay, this is really, really good. And Mira got her nose in there. She's like, and right away she got the petroleum, and there's a reminiscence of the old world, but boom, when you got to the palate, there's that zippy lemon. Like it feels like if you're getting a nice of a really overripe lemon, there's the zippy acidity, a touch of sweetness. On the back end, lots of ginger, that Riesling, and the texture was creamy, honey, not as much as the German Riesling. It's not the same ballpark because there's that typical Ontario acidity. But wow, I realized pretty quickly that this was a solid production. So Mira, can you tell us?
Here's their winemaker, Adam. So from what I gather, they're relatively young winery, right? Less than a decade, and they got started with the vision of world-class wines, with the vision of premium, right? So right from the get-go, and so they started winning awards right away because they invested that way into the winemaking. And from what I can tell, they're low intervention, so they do like to let the terroir speak. They don't spray and do a bunch of chemicals on the wines. They don't intervene too much at all. I can't remember if it was one of the, I think they're filtered from what I can tell. They're filtered, like they're not crazy natural wines, but they're very, they're meant to be expressive and authentic. So that's kind of neat. What was it? 2-3 years ago, they got top performing small winery of the year, I think, for national awards in Canada here. So, and they've won some international awards as well from Decanter and a couple other places. So Carl would know more. But yeah, that's kind of our discovery. And it's very exciting when you discover something that's really delicious and good.
So yeah, our pursuit of Two Sisters as a connector feature came to the demand from our members, because like from many people out east were requesting to source and to go see if we can do a little something with them. And yeah, so that's what we went forward with. And now I'm just tasting the Margo Rose, and when I talk from the first rosé, the 2018 rosé, the one who's not available on the market, it's exclusively for the direct to consumer for wine clubs offer. That's what we're doing. The Margot's richness, the Margot's concentration, the Margot's it's powerful. This is absolutely powerful rosé. There's so much flavors in there. And when I say powerful, it's also balanced. So everything is so condensed. The flavor. This is wow. The first rosé, the 2018 rosé, is aging very well. Everything they make, it's ageable. It's age worthy. The structures. It's the whole purpose of what they do. It's ageability. But this Margot, I gave the 2018 rosé 90 points. This blow the 2018 rosé out of the water a lot. Have you tasted it, Mira?
Yeah, I do like it.
Have you noticed the density of the flavors? It is something, wow. Bone dry. So Cap Sauv, Merlot, Cap Franc. So Bordeaux, like Meritage, Meritage. See how I catch myself again? That's pretty good.
Very good. Meritage.
It's Meritage blend in the rosé. So Cap Sauv, Cap Franc Dominant, Cap Sauv, and Merlot. So the three Bordeaux grapes for that rosé. Not very usual as a blend, as much as the other rosé as well. The other rosé is the 18 rosé is Cap Sauv, Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, and Riesling. So this is a very unusual blend. But here, when we get to the Margot, a little bit more classic, but darn, the flavors are dense, are compact, but also the length is impressive. The acidity, the structure, everything. It's like, whoa, okay. So this is a very high scoring rosé. I'm not settled yet because I just tasted, but this is something, one of the good rosés that I've tasted this year. 19
Great.
vintage. So
I really like the nose and the finish.
yeah, the nose is sexy. There's that beautiful papaya.
It's very light and refreshing.
There's peach. There's a lot of peach on the nose. It's peachy. It's a tropical fruit. There's also a little bit of flowers, like not roses, but maybe lilies.
Yeah. Like something like there's some floral stuff.
Yeah, there's some floral notes up there. But I got some nice tropical fruit, stone fruit more than tropical fruit. I would say I'm more on the peach now. And it's this really sexy nose. I love that. It's like you, I can smell it. Like I can give it a nose for a very, very like extended period of time here.
Yeah, the nose is really fun. And ever since I heard you, Carl, talk about whipped cream, as a way of describing wine. Like, oh, there's a little whipped cream on there. I'm like thinking about that. This has something interesting about the texture, especially at the end. It's almost like whipped cream, I want to say. I don't know if you get that too, Carl.
Well, first is the creaminess, right? So, and there's that little, it's not sweet at all. It's a bone dry, it's bone dry, like I think it's 3 grams of residual sugar in there. There's a little vanilla, I would say, like a vanilla pod who comes at the end, like the milk. I would say, because it's not, to me, it's a little bit more like the milkshake or the creamy cappuccino. Let's say, that texture at the end who comes like the mousse, the mousse, or like the fluffy thing, because the texture is just so beautiful and so creamy. Yeah, this is spectacular rosé here. I'm above 92 points, sure. I'm at the 93. I'm not sure if I'm going beyond, but I'm at 93 now. That's where my palate is. This is a silver medal at the All Canadian Wine Championship last year on pre-release. So this is a very this is a highly awarded wine. So wow. Okay. I'm gonna settle a little later on the final score, but and the finish is really long. There's some spice in there. There's like a white pepper.
It is very interesting and complex. Like, I have to say,
complexity is absolutely. And like, okay, look at the grapes. The grape varietal is that the grape composition in here is the Bordeaux blend. Okay, it's Cab Franc, it's Merlot, it's Cab Sauv. So when you break it down, you're like, there's a shitload of complexity in here. Whoa, sorry, excuse me. Did you put the parental advisory?
Don't worry, that'll all be bleeped out, Carl. No, just
kidding. Okay. There's so much complexity, and I'm super, like, I totally agree with you on seeing the complexity and the richness. That's where it belongs, in that category of top premium. You feel it when you drink. Okay, that's where I want to go with that. When you taste it, when you maybe not when I describe it, but when I taste it, it's obvious right away from the beginning that I'm tasting something premium. I know it's more expensive from the get-go. By the texture, by you just mentioned, by the complexity, there's a lot going on. And there's also something important when we talk about complexity and the different flavors. It doesn't take me all over the place in my palate, though. It's not like, whoa, that's kind of weird. Sometimes you go to a very fancy restaurant and they bring you some multiple course, but something in one course the flavors doesn't match together. You're like, it kind of like sprouts all over your mouth, and you're like, whoa, it's too much, right? No, all you have these dishes that you cannot necessarily tell where they're coming from because it's so well-rounded together. Well, that's how I feel right now. I feel like if I'm eating a perfect dish at a gastronomic restaurant where I cannot necessarily tell you where all the flavor come from, but I can tell you that the whole thing is just being made by a chef who knows exactly what the F is doing back there, and everything is in my plate matches, right? For people who know Calgary, if you remember back in the day, the whole Lacaille on the bowl, it was Q Haute Cuisine for a while, and Chef Mike was one of the top chefs in the country. And when you were eating his food, you knew that everything in the plate matched together. But that's exactly what I get with that rosé right now. I love the 2018 rosé, but that was a little bit of sprouts of flavors going left and right. But when you look at the blend, you're like Riesling, Sauvignon Blanc, Cab Sauv, Chardonnay. It's an unusual blend. It was bringing me a lot of fun, but not as much perfection as I get in there. And Mira, more and more that I taste that, the end lingered, and I get your whipped cream. I get it. Now it's like your brain is very funny. Like how you when you suggest something and you're up to the right path, you're like, okay, now I get it, and now I have it, and it's more my vanilla pod. I still have it here, but it turns into that beautiful, nice, fresh, fluffy whipped cream, but it goes with that fluffy finish. So yeah, no, it's a very, very like top premium rosé.
I only mention it because it's unique. Like I don't often see that in a wine, that kind of finish, that texture on the finish, I guess. So it's kind of neat.
Yeah, the nose.
I was going to ask you, Carl, what would be a good pairing for this? Because now that we have it open, it's 5:30 where we are. I know for a lot of you guys.
Stop. You give me a break with the question. I'm just joking. Okay, so good pairing. This is a very good question. You know what I would like to do with that? I would love. I like the texture. Let's go with something like the halibut.
Yeah.
The very simple halibut that we do sometime when we go to the codfather. That thick piece of halibut with just a zing of lemon on it. I would go and a good chunky salt, like that volcanic salt. Because I think that saltiness, there's kind of a natural saltiness in there as well.
It's true at the very end.
Very, very end, when you lick your lips, you got that little salty component of it. So I will go with like that thick, kick-ass piece of halibut that I know that your parents are on the way now. So I'm pretty sure we're going to end up on the other side of the bridge this weekend, getting a few pieces of that. Yeah, I can see that totally with that rosé. Not as much as the one that we have at the other one. This is the regular 2018 rosé. I will go more with cured meat, cure meat. Something dry meat, sopressata, or even maybe goose liver pate. This will go like the other one. This is a classic. I will also do maybe some scallop and cream with Emmental cheese grilled on top, crispy cheese, creamy, nice scallop and
scallops with this, like that texture with the scallops.
Yep.
Is actually very similar.
I would do that. I would do that as well. And I put in my was it the other one? No, I put the duck breast with the other rosé because
So with this one, you said barbecue chicken and salmon fillet, or that was what was in the tasting notes by Wine-A-Line.
Yeah, because I'm tasting it now, so I did not write what's in the website. I'm going to publish my notes on these ones tomorrow. And now, to be fair with people who write the notes, or if it's me, when I use someone else's notes, I put it in between bracket at the end. So I just want to make sure that people understand that I'm not taking someone else's notes when I'm talking, when I describe. If I use it, I mention it. So yeah.
Yeah, we're making sure of that. Derek's saving the 2018 rosé for the first camping trip on the first day of summer, which is what, June 21st? We're like a month and 2 days away. That's fantastic. In Calgary today, it is snowing. There is a snow advisory in effect. 20 to 25 centimeters in southern Alberta. So a month and 2 days away from summer. I can't wait for that to arrive. Where we are, of course, it's not a problem. It's nice out, but
who the fuck cares? Excuse my language. We're not in Calgary anymore. That is just funny.
That's mean to the people that are, Carl.
Because you know what? It's going to be 25 degrees here this weekend. And we're going to barbecue every night. Tonight. And we're going to taste all of the Carlo wine that Sherry from Carlo sent me. We're going to do our Chardonnay. We're going also to Black Market for a nice dinner with Rob and Michelle at Black Market on Saturday night. Your parents are in town. And also, what else do we have this weekend? Wine
I
related?
have to say though, this is all essential reasons, right? Like my parents are
Oh,
coming here to
also,
help us
hey,
move
don't forget. And we are going live from Lunasense in Summerland Saturday afternoon. Like, what else do we need?
from
Oh,
a
I
tasting
forgot.
room there. Yes.
I forgot. Sorry. This is COVID.
It is.
It
But
is.
see, you can still have fun, even distanced, even virtually.
Oh, I want to tell people before I jump on the Cap Franc and I start talking about the Cap Franc. I was 2 days ago in Okanagan Falls. I went to meet social distancing, always 6 feet apart, with Jack Meyer from Meyer Estate Winery in Okanagan Falls, one of the king of Chardonnays and Pinots in the country. So Meyer, Jack, and Terry, his sister, they own Meyer Wine and Mayhem Wine. That's okay. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Oh, Carl.
We're featuring Meyer Wine next week. And anyway, I was there with Jack in Okanagan Falls, one of the most beautiful places in the whole country. And it's so gorgeous. And we did I think for next week offer, the video that we post on our website is like 12 or 15 minutes long. It's Jack, myself, and Terry. I'm not on the camera. It's Jack and Terry because we wanted to be social distancing. It didn't look good, the three of us like sitting there. Like it's not politically, it's not correct, right? So I was behind the camera and we have Jack and Terry, but we had so much fun chatting wine. And so yeah, spoiler alert, next week we're doing Meyer Wine. It's going to be a lot of fun. But where I was going to that? Oh yeah, because he gave me a few extra Chardonnays. And I think people got our email because
Yes.
Friday,
So this is for real. World Chardonnay Day. And what were you doing at 6 a.m. this morning, Carl?
so 6 a.m. this morning, I was on a Zoom call with John Schnell, who is the founder, organizer of this is the first ever International Chardonnay Day. If you Google it, there's different dates, but it's the first time ever that people get organized, put a website together, sign a declaration, like being approved by different countries, and now it's official. And they are doing the International Chardonnay Day. And because my wife is an absolute freak of research, she never left any detail, like any stone unturned. So I don't know how the heck she decided at 3 a.m. one night to send an email to a guy that she Googled, that she found out that he was starting that anyway. So we gave a substantial donation. Carl's Wine Club
No,
made
you
the
didn't.
I'm joking, for God's sake.
Jeez. Yes. But we support them.
To support the cause because I'm passionate about Chardonnay. Everyone knows my passion for Chardonnay, and I've been so excited since I heard that May 21st will be International Chardonnay Day. So I started to collect Chardonnays. So I got Chardonnay now.
So did Derek. Looks like picked up one more Chardonnay to add to my tasting. So there you go.
There you go.
I'm excited you're joining us for that.
I think now we're at 26 because Effie at Tender Hope has a 2018 bottles waiting for me, plus a tank sample of the 2020 that is bottling at the end of the week. This weekend is bottling there anyway, so he just poured a tank sample for the 20. So I'm gonna have 2 from Tender Hope. So anyway, we have 26 Chardonnay. So this morning I was on that Zoom call. There was a lady from Provence, a Russian lady, where she's the wine writer for one of the wine guild in Russia, but she's based in Provence. So, and she speaks a Russian French. That was weird. Anyway, and I had that girl in Australia. There was a girl in Chile, And anyway, an international call, and the girl in Australia was going to bed. Literally, it was like 11 p.m. And I was just waking up, trying to make my coffee. So this Friday, International Chardonnay Day, and John, when we sent him like what we're doing, I'm gonna have 26 Chardonnay. We're gonna have in loop all night long, winemaker, wine writers, people coming in the live talking Chardonnays with me. And he said, Carl, do you know that there's no one around the world doing what you do for international? You are the biggest event. You have put together the biggest event in the world for International Chardonnay Day. And I'm like, 6 o'clock. I'm like this. I'm going, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah. And with the International Chardonnay Guild, it's like a group of people from each country who like Chardonnays. He said, Carl, we would like to offer you the position of the ambassador of Chardonnay in Canada for our international group.
Do you get like a hat with that or something?
I don't know if I have a hat, a pin, a scarf, or something weird, but it is pretty cool. It was like 6 o'clock, and I was like, what the heck is going on here? So anyway, now I'm getting into that International Chardonnay Guild, and apparently Carl's Wine Club is putting together the craziest event for that International Day on Friday. So it's going to be really cool. You should see my table on the other side. I have a big checker table. It's a play it's a play table for the kids, and it's full of Chardonnay all over the place. So a mug.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Yeah. So that's what's going on Friday. So Friday night, I'm going to be 4 hour long live with you guys, tasting Chardonnay, spitting Chardonnay. And my mouth is going to be a disaster at the end of the night, but I cannot wait. We have Chardonnays from pretty much like, I don't know, Meyer, 13th Street, Pearl Morissette, Carlo, well, I kept the unoaked Chardonnay for the Two Sisters. I have like over 26, so it's going to be.
So Elaine says we're doing another live on Friday. Wow. Yes, we're doing an epic live, like, I don't know, 3 hours or more. And then we've got another one on Saturday. We've got our VIP tasting with Lunescence Winery on Saturday.
Yes.
So that'll be fun too. And don't
maybe
tell
there's
us
no one's going to show up for Saturday's live. They'll be like, I am done with you, Carl.
Yeah.
But what's going to be fun at Lunescence, though, we're going to be at the winery, sitting there on the beautiful estate on top of in Summerland. The winemaker just came back from Victoria because he was on the island for a while, and he just came back, and he's going to be with us on the show live from the winery on Saturday. So yeah. So this is about what's going on in the next few days. So tomorrow, do you want to go live, Mira? Should we take no? Okay, let's take a break tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, we'll take a break tomorrow.
So,
maybe on Sunday.
You know what? That's funny because your parents are arriving, right?
Yes. So in BC, you can travel for essential reasons, which include helping a family member move. And you should see our place. Holy cow. There's like boxes piled floor to ceiling. We've got 3 kids running around. So they're coming to help us move. So assuming they get through on the ferry, because they're in Victoria, assuming they don't get turned around for lack of good essential reasons, then they'll be here this weekend, which will be great. We haven't seen them in a year.
Yeah, a year. Last time it was late May when we were on the island during the first lockdown. That's where we spent the most of our first lockdown.
Yeah. And I have to tell you that, I mean, they're vaccinated. And by fluke, I got vaccinated. Maybe this is a good tip for you guys. The vaccine only can be kept for, I think, like 72 hours after it's been delivered. And so if there's someone that doesn't show up for their vaccine or they cancel last minute, that vaccine goes to waste unless they can get someone in right away to replace them. And so I happened to be at the pharmacy right when someone called that they wouldn't be able to make it. So It's just by fluke. They said, hey, are you interested in getting your vaccine? Great. Come right now. Because someone just canceled.
Right while I was filling the U-Haul truck with a friend, and she's at the doctor. She came back, and I'm sweating, and I'm just like loading the moving truck with our furniture. She said, "Hey, guess what? I got my vaccine." I'm like, "What?"
It actually still hurts. It's been like a week. It still hurts where they did it, but
a week. It was Thursday. Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
It was Friday.
So it must be a strong vaccine if it still hurts a week later. But it was
That'll
good.
work.
It's amazing to me that this tiny, tiny little vial like this big is all you need to be protected. It's amazing.
Yeah. So,
They
okay.
were super happy when they got theirs. I know it's emotional. It's crazy what we've been through this last year and a bit. So almost at the end here. And then we can get together and do these crazy Chardonnay days in person. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I had a few texts and messengers today from people in Kelowna. Say, hey, by the way, just wanted to let you know we're local. Give us a call.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got 3 today, just today.
That's so cool. As soon as we can start to gather up, that'll be a fantastic.
No, if we can find a way to get to for me to get the vaccine.
Yeah, that would be good too.
Okay, Two Sisters Cabernet Franc 2016
Let's do this.
vintage. Okay.
This one. Okay. So the Margo Rose, did you rate it, Carl? Did you rate it?
Show people.
Oh,
that's not we're not a fraud. I have the bottle here. It's in my glass. Okay. Okay.
In case anyone thinks that Carl has like colored water in his glass, cherry juice.
Wow, there's a lot of dark fruit on the nose. And when I was talking about the espresso grind, the cappuccino, but the cappuccino, I'm not sure. I'm gonna wait on the palate, but on the nose is a tobacco chew. Like I remember when I used to play ball. I used to play baseball, and some of our guys were chewing tobacco back then. That's exactly what I got. A little bit of pencil shaving. Cassis. But a lot of espresso coffee. Dark cherry, macerated dark cherry.
Yeah, that is a gorgeous nose.
Oh yeah, it's deep. This is really, really deep. There is like a lot. It's concentrated.
Because I have to say, whenever Carl says it's really old world, I find it's not really my style. I mean, I'm sure it's good. And there was a couple wines that you've had that you've said old world and, oh my God, 93, 94 points. And I can appreciate them. I can appreciate them.
That was the quintessence of that was the Pearl Maurice Cap Franc, where it was really old world. This, I know, it's warmer. It's fruitier.
But yeah, this is more, I'm finding my style.
Yeah.
I guess I'm more New World. Is that right, Carl?
This is more if we stay on the international. What did you say?
I guess I'm more New World. Is that right?
Yeah, I would say you're more like the fruit, like a little bit more fruit on the flavor profile. If we stay international, I would say like it's a little bit more Columbia Valley style.
Okay. Which is Columbia Valley is Seattle, right?
Washington State, yeah.
Yeah. That's special. That's nice. I am most excited about Friday because every once in a while a wine comes along and that's like the bar. That becomes like the bar. And for us, we discovered the Pearl Maurice Chardonnay. I forget the vintage, 2016, 2017. And that has become the bar for me for Chardonnay. Like that was like, wow. This is one of those that's getting close to that kind of idea.
This is it.
Mhm.
This is
Wow,
it.
this is a great Cab Franc. This is going to
it.
be something I compare the others to, you know.
This is it. This is wow. Wow. Whoa. Okay. This is
And it's
warm.
interesting being
It's
at the
a warm-
right temperature, because outside when it was cold, I didn't get that out of it.
Yeah, there was a little too much bitterness. Like it was
Yeah.
like you feel like if you take the sweetness out of the chocolate and you
Mhm.
end up just with bitter chocolate.
Yeah.
You know,
But I don't get any of that now.
you know that you're gonna make cookies with it, but pure like that, it's not super pleasant. This is whoa, this is good.
Yeah.
It's rich.
Very nice.
If I have just one complaint about it, this a little boozy. I feel a little bit the alcohol. A tiny bit. That's my only complaint. This is freaking good. This is really, really, really good. It's big, it's juicy, it's jammy, dark macerated cherry. This is definitely like that torrefaction in the middle palate, like that coffee grind. There's a creaminess in the back end, though. That cappuccino, you know, that's where the foam on the cappuccino.
Yeah.
I get it. There's a boatload of spice. There's cloves. There's black pepper a lot. There's a bit of cinnamon.
Carl's a lightweight.
What do you mean, lightweight?
That's what Derek's saying.
What do you mean?
No, because he said if it's boozy.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, there's a little bit of the alcohol that, and I'm curious. I want to see 14 on the dot, so it's not over alcohol. I just had to feel like a little whiff of, but
I know what you mean. There is a teeny bit on the end, but this is the really
it's on the
crazy
entry palate. When like at the beginning of my sip, I kind of have felt. But anyway, I'm not here to dwell on the maybe the small flaws that I found. I don't. Geez, it's full body. Okay, there's no other way around. It's a full body Cabernet Franc. It's a 2016. It's still very early stage. It's just starting to get rid of his edges. So it's starting to get round. It's a bomb. It's an absolute bomb. That's what I thought last night. But I was at the fire. I was tired. I was like, wow, maybe. And I tried, like, I had 2 of the Carlo. Like, you know, maybe I'm tired. No, it
was really cold last night. I think that was the thing with the wine. It was cold. You know what's interesting about this is the crispness of the flavors and the scents. You know, there's some wines where you get a little confused. You're like, that's interesting, but I don't really know what that is. This to me, like even as a, you know, someone that started tasting wine during the pandemic, so I don't have a ton of experience, but I can clearly understand what the tastes are. I mean, there's clearly cedar on the nose, right? Yeah, and then there's that macerated cherry that you were talking about. Like I'm really sensing them, and they're like crisp and beautiful flavors.
There's the oak. The oak is well integrated, but you get the envelope. You get that vanilla wave where it goes. It's right in the middle to me, and that's where I want it. I want it after we get the fruit. In between the fruit and the spice, I got that nice, you know, when we talk about the coffee, let's get back to our cappuccino. There's that espresso shot, right? The dark coffee, the grind, freshly grind. But after on the top, you got that foamy mousse that you make with the cream, right? So that's exactly where it is. After the coffee, I got the cherry, I got the coffee, and I got the vanilla. That's the oak. And to me, the oak is slid. It slipped right at the perfect place. And that's what made the charm of this wine. It is very, very, very fucking good. Shoot, I've been twice today. Sorry.
3 times. I'm counting, Carl Boucher. Yep, 3 times.
The pepper, the finish is wrong. Sorry, I missed that part. What did you say?
I said 3 times you swore today. You are really unplugged tonight.
Yeah, sorry, I shouldn't
Carl
do that.
unplugged.
It's because of the move.
It's true. We have a great excuse.
But you know what? It is really, really, really good.
Yeah, it is.
There's 2 different styles of Cabernet Franc, okay? This is, you got that older world like we experienced with the Pearl Maurice. There was not a whole lot at the beginning, everything on the finish, complexity and length. Here, it's a little backward. There's a lot at the beginning. It's juicy, it's fruity, it's the extreme opposite of the spectrum. Newer world, more fruits, a little higher in alcohol. And I will be surprised if, can you Google, Mira, Pearl Maurice, Cabernet Franc? I think it's the cuvée, not the va-et-vient, it's cuvée. What's a cuvée?
Madeleine? Cuvée Madeleine? Cuvée Madeleine?
No, Cuvée Madeleine. Cuvée Madeleine is it's the Chardonnay.
Right. Cuvée Métis?
Huh?
Cuvée Métis? No. Black Ball? No, that's the Riesling.
Cuvée Madeleine, yes. Madeleine ou 19e.
Okay, the 19e, the Chardonnay? The Chardonnay?
No, so not the Chardonnay. So it's Cuvée Madeleine. Madeleine is the Cabernet Franc. I want to know what's the alcohol percentage, please.
Sure. Okay. So let's see here. See, this is the really interesting thing, being a wine club. Some stuff is really hard to find. Yeah. It's amazing. About the wine. Like if you want to buy a wine, there often isn't very much information about it.
Yeah, I get the coffee. Like the coffee just like jump on me.
Yeah, so I don't have the alcohol.
That's the big deal. I just feel my whole point on all that is I don't feel the alcohol. I didn't feel the alcohol that much with the Pearl Maurice Cabernet Franc. But this is, there you go. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. 13.5. Here you go. At that. So a good half a point lower than what we got here, and it shows. This is at the opposite for people who like big and bold Cabernet Franc, juicy with beep, a Cab Franc with balls. That's what I get in here, like a ballsy Cab Franc. I cannot put that in my tasting note tonight, eh? Can I? A ballsy Cab Franc?
You can pull off a lot of things, Carl. I mean,
okay, Mom, might try. Maybe the sister is gonna give you a call tomorrow morning. And say, hey, what the heck is that? But
I think a ballsy Cab Franc makes sense to me. I get what
this
you're
is bold. It's rich. It's dense. It feels luxurious. It feels new world. This is fantastic. I love it. I love it. It's a Is it a 95?
It's pretty high up there, for
it's
sure.
It's pretty high up there. There's not a lot of Cab Franc at that level that I've tasted. I love, with all the respect of my very good friend Marcel Morgenstern at Pondview, Bellaterra. Let's talk about Bellaterra, the brand Bellaterra. They make a fantastic Cab Franc.
Really good.
Beautiful Cab Franc. Maybe I would say their Cab Franc is maybe $10 cheaper than that, or $15 cheaper than that.
Mm-hmm.
Mom, maybe even 20.
Yeah.
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 So, but it's not quite at that level of concentration. You know what I mean?
Mm.
This feels luxurious when you get that in your mouth. It's thicker. It's dense. There's a flow of.
Yeah, it's a beauty. It really is.
And Marcel,
So,
Marcel's still there. You come in. I don't want to knock you exact. I don't want to knock what your guys are doing. It's not a knock on you guys at all, because your Cap Franc is absolutely spectacular. And my point here, I gave 94 points to your. I think it was 94 or 93 to your Cap Franc. It's just a notch above, and but the price point is higher. So I think we're jumping into the top premium category, where the Bella Terra, to me, it feels like it's still in the mid-range category. That's why your wine is blowing it out of the water. It's because of the price point. It's because where you guys position yourself. With the Bella Terra, it's not on the entry level. It's not on the second level, but you're like right on the doorstep of that top premium, and this is just the bet, and it shows in the price point as well. But this is woo-hoo. Whoa, okay, this is something.
that's awesome. Hey, it's
Yeah.
is it in your no, we don't have the tasting. What would you pair with that? So again, it's 6:04. I still have time to make a steak or something. What would you pair with that? Like a beef bourguignon, like a stew?
Yes, but I want to go to the grill. I want to go on
Yeah.
the grill. I want to have a marinated meat. I would say these Korean ribs,
Hmm.
this, or a flank steak maybe. Derek goes with duck. I would say, Derek, this one might overpower your dog. This one has balls, and big balls, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's big and juicy. So I will go maybe even a New York strip loin, like something with a peppercorn crust, something like that, or prime rib, something like that as well. I would go with a venison steak.
Carl, you know what the texture reminds me of? A
Oh,
little bit.
Marcel, you're on something. You're on to something here. Herb crust rack of lamb, maybe with the mint sauce. Okay,
Okay,
to cut that chocolate coffee grind that I got, like the dark chocolate coffee grind. The mint sauce can go through that. Ew. Marcel, I can't wait to get out there so we can do that together, my friend. Yeah. Ontario lamb, of course, Ontario lamb.
So you
But
know what the texture reminds me of, Carl, is the spadefoot toad Syrah.
yeah, that softness, right?
Kind of like
Soft,
almost fluffy. Yeah.
fluffy,
Yeah.
like the big, the toilet paper ad, the commercial with cotton, like it's almost like a big ball of fluffy. No, okay, too much. Put that.
Different generation, Carl. I'm younger than you. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I'm tired. I need to get to bed. I have a bunch of tasting notes to write. I have to publish my note. You know what, guys? That's amazing. I think I'm just looking at it. I think it's Wine Line. One of the guy at Wine Line, I think, is John Zabo, rated at 93 points. Rick Van Cycle, I think, gave it a 94 plus or close to that. I'm at 95. I'm going to stick with, usually now, I'm scared to go that high because I'm kind of scared that people will think that I give candy, and I'm not. This is special. This is very special. We're right up there with in that, like, when I put my wine of the year alert, Oh, this is because we want to go to a top 20 this year instead of a top 10, right? So it's this is up there. This is really good. This is really, really good. What's
Cool.
the Cap Sauv like? You know what? The Cap Sauv is a 2015. The Cap Sauv is great. The Cap Sauv is fantastic. I don't think that the Cap Sauv is quiet as that top. I think the Cap Franc is the best what they do, but I would say the Cap Sauv is a 93, 94. The Cap Sauv is absolutely top notch. Just we talk about something in Daryl. Let's go back to the Margot. There's a richness, there's a concentration, there's balance, and there's a luxury into these wines. It's in here. It's in the Cap Franc top level. It was in the Riesling. I give the Riesling a 93 point, and you need to give me a good Riesling for me to go up there. And it absolutely was a no-brainer. So everything that I get from these guys, these girls, I should say, it's luxury on the palate. It's fluffy, it's concentrated, it's balanced, but it's bold. They are all bold flavor. So Cap Franc, the Cap Sauv, you know what? It's exactly at the same level. A little bit more expensive. I think it's at $5 or $10 up there. Cap Sauv is a little bit more expensive to produce. There's some grip. There's some pull. There's the cassis. There's a bit of the pencil shaving. A lot of dark fruit. But that's the grip of the Cap Sauv that the Cap Franc don't have. But I enjoy that Cap Franc on the texture level and the concentration level. So yeah, that's my take here.
Sounds like fun. Hey, are we ready for a giveaway?
And what's the giveaway?
I will show you. It is very special here. Let's see.
I'm always of course
we don't, I mean, we live in the same house and all, but we don't get time to talk about this stuff. So I'm just trying to turn off these things. Okay, so carrot chocolate, okay? Carrot chocolate is one of our discoveries here in the Okanagan. They started out of the basement of Mission Hill Winery, probably 10 years ago or more. And they started to make really beautiful little chocolates and truffles sourced with local ingredients. They were using some of the grape must. They were using some of the, byproducts of the winemaking process in the truffles, in the chocolates. They are just gorgeous to look at and amazing to taste. And many wineries actually nowadays have started pairing.
Elaine, see a bike?
Yeah, a bike. No. So they're chocolates. They're these beautiful truffle chocolates made here in the Okanagan with local ingredients. And they were started out of a winery. So they actually now make a lot of their chocolates specifically paired to certain wines that are meant to kind of draw out the flavors in that wine and that kind of thing. So yeah, we'll mail you a box of chocolates. How's that? Woohoo! Okay, so thanks for tuning in, you guys. A bike. Carrots.
Either they're joking or either they're making fun of my accent. Either way, that's funny with me.
Don't get offended, girl. It's all good.
Okay,
so here's our hopefully I got everyone. Hey, Carl, maybe tell me on Instagram. Who else was on Instagram? Because
Rob, we had a bunch of wineries. Oh, geez. Soul Wines, Wine Tour, Christy Wright.
Wine Tours, Soul Wines, Wine Tours.
Yeah, Christy Wright.
Okay.
John Groton. Krista T. Liz Fisher. Liz is following us pretty good. Dale Medinger was there. Natalie Hazel as well.
Okay, you bet. So look at this. We're
There
gonna
you go.
spin. Are you
There
ready?
you go. Spin the
Can you
wheel,
see it?
hon. Spin the wheel, hon.
Can you see it? Okay, good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bam.
Bigger, bigger, bigger.
I can't. You can't see it?
No, it's small. It's a red, but we don't know which one.
Wine tours.
Yeah, it's a business. Roll again.
Okay, we'll do it twice.
There you go. There you go.
Oh my gosh, Jeanette almost got it again. Are you kidding me? Lynn!
Lynn. Oh!
That's crazy.
No way.
So
Oh
Lynn
my
is
God.
our
That's
new neighbor.
the new neighbor. Oh my God. Shannon Lake. Shannon Lakes represent. I love it. Woohoo!
Wow.
Oh,
I bet she's not on anymore. So this is a good chance for us to go over there with a box of chocolates. That's hilarious.
yeah. Oh, that's too good.
Oh, she's on. Yes. You don't have to mail it. I know. It's
Good.
brilliant.
Tell her to meet us at the fireplace downtown. We're gonna go cook dinner there anyway. So tell her save on mailing. Absolutely. Hey, same with you, Daryl. Let's save on mailing. Keep the caps off.
Inside joke with Daryl.
Inside joke with my
some
friend
wines
Daryl.
there.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey
Well, that
guys.
worked out well.
Thank you so very much, everyone. Always great to chat. Always great to taste wine. Always great to review wines with you. So thanks for listening to me going all in on my moving stuff. And thanks for supporting us across the country. We want to say thank you very much. Carl's Wine Club members, Canadian wine lover, you guys are awesome. Mira, what do you have for closing words tonight?
Just join us Friday. It's World Chardonnay Day, and we gotta represent Canada. It's an important mission. It's the way to kick off your long weekend in social distance quarantine. Probably the last long weekend that we have to do that with. So let's do it. Let's celebrate World Chardonnay Day. Crack a bottle of Chardonnay.
Mira Boucher, thank you so much for everything. Instagram, thank you for tuning in. You guys are awesome. Two Sisters Vineyards feature, collector edition feature, finished tomorrow. There's not going to be a reorder for this one. Tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Mountain time. Shuts off, so we're done after that. So get your pack if you want. These wines are good. These wines are special. That Cabernet Franc is off the chart. 95 points. Carl's Wine Club. Have a good night.
Awesome. See you guys. Thanks so much for stopping by.